G'day viewers, I'm in this red car with that buggered engine. I'm going to try and get this gauge out because we don't really need this in this car anymore. What size is that bolt? Damn it, it's the wrong size spanner. Ah, god damn it, I hate when I do that. You think it's the right size bolt, but you just pick a random spanner you think matches, but nah. Gotta get these screws out to get this off, which you got to undo those bolts there to get to it. So, before I do that, just show you what the hell this thing's actually doing. I'll open the window here so I can give you a listen on the engine. I'm not going to run it for long because it turns out to fix the engine kind of costs nearly $500 all up to get the bearings, crankshaft, and it's done 328,000 k's, so a full rebuild. Then the gearbox has to be fixed, so it's another, what, probably $1,000 there, $1,500. The whole car can just about be sold for $2,000. It's only worth that much, so turns out he's not going to, brother's not going to actually fix it. I'm just going to part it out, so it's going to end up working out to be too much to fix. Yeah. Yeah, you hear a clunking in that engine. That is not good. Very unhappy engine. Yeah, with that many Ks it's not going to be worth fixing. So, we don't need this now anyway. I'm going to just use this to see if this will fit that red van you see in the mirror, just so I can use it for engine tuning and that sort of stuff on the Corolla on that, because the engine has to be tuned at a certain RPM when you're doing idle adjustments and your needle mixture settings and stuff. I don't have a handheld tachometer, so I'm just going to find a way to hook this up to it, just so I can go exactly by the specification instead of going by hearing it, or by sound. So they're good for those sorts of things. You can adjust this between there, and the needle goes down to there, so I'm assuming the rev limiter goes to here, 11,000. It's just a universal RPM tacho. But yeah, that engine's very bad, badly damaged. My brother did change the oil just for shits and giggles, and lots of metal filings came out of that oil, so that engine's pretty much shredded itself to death. Yeah, it won't last much longer if you drive it like that. They usually fill the engine a lot fuller, or they usually overfill it to try and compensate, but that doesn't really help. I'll shut it up for a little while, but as it gets worse, nah, it's still going to blow the engine, so I've got to find a spanner to fit that, to undo that bolt to get this off. And I've got to go work my way behind here, find out how it's wired up. And it should fit in older vehicles, hopefully. So yeah, I've got to get the right spanners and we'll see how we work this out. Okay viewers, well, got this gauge off. I'm going to get this door open because that post is in the way, so I'm going to have to move this car. So yeah, this thing's probably been revved out flat out to 7, and it's rev limiter rate, so idle it's fine, but it's still doing damage even though you don't hear anything. I'll try and gauge a lot of slop in this gearbox. Yeah, idle you don't hear anything, but the bearing is actually spinning, but just because you don't hear it doesn't mean it's not doing any damage. So yeah, what would have caused that? Well, one thing is poor maintenance, but this car's obviously been bloody hooned to the shit house, so it's probably been flat 6,000 RPM 90% of the time, just over revved. Doing skids and hooning down the road, so that's, yeah, these engines don't like that. Okay, so all behind there, so I'm gonna do this without doing any damage to anything, because this would be a good parts car for our Commodores, except for where they're painted red. Bloody Hoons. So yeah, the previous owners, this car actually originally came from Queensland as a company car, but judging by the service book it's still got, it's actually been well looked after. Until whoever owned this car last abused the absolute crap out of it. Yeah, that engine's had a very hard life, judging by the way that sounds, so she's been wrecked. This car would have went to the wreckers anyway for parts, so we might have just parted out here ourselves. Screws come off there, 2 there, there's 1 up there. Dumb bum, I've done these before and I forgot that there's a screw there. Done that many of these. I'll do that one. Just unplug this gauge just so it doesn't get in the way of anything. So that'll be good to use for other cars now. Testing and engine tuning and stuff, so don't know what I stuck that in the car. This and that one there is just working fine. That one's out, that one's out. Let's hope it has to come out. There must be another flying ahead, this is attached. I think there's a screw behind here if I can remember. Right, viewers, I'll come back later on. Okay, viewers, I've got this flipped down, but I'm going to take this little screw in here out. I think it's hidden here where that white paint is, so take that one screw out. This car's been very wired pretty good before, and I've done a professional job, whoever wired this up. Yeah, it's been put in here, that speed, fucking Hoon Tacho. And they've put a 20 amp auto reset circuit breaker opposed to a normal fuse. I don't know why I would have did that. Yeah, it's one of those auto reset circuit breakers, so that might come in useful for a project. I'll hold on to that. So we've got an earth there, an earth, or ground wire here. It's not, well, it's been with a torque screw, so whoever worked on this car electronically wise done a very good job, knew what they were doing. This must be all part of the bloody airbag module, which is a little module under the seat, so don't want to fiddle around too much with that. There's an inline fuse there, that must be a remote thing for the amp. Let's see, I'll try to get the bloody camera angle right here of yours. Let's see. I can't get I gotta take this little thingy off. I should probably disconnect the battery if we're going to muck around there. Just for safety's sake, in case I short a wire out and check it off the airbag. That wouldn't be a good idea, I wouldn't want to do that. The steering wheel isn't in very good nick to use in another car anyway, plus the airbag won't be functional, so it's a bit torn up, so I might just stick a car battery on top of that and fly it and launch it up in the air, see what happens. That might make a good video, if I get to do that, that is. Don't know, but I don't know if the steering wheel might get sold, but I don't know, so if it all don't work out, no one wants it, it's going to be a good friggin' launch something into the air thing. Anyway, I'll try and, yeah, I better disconnect the battery, just for safety's sake. Okay, viewers. It's one of those stupid friggin' just pull it straight off terminals. They don't seem to securely hold onto your battery posts. So I'm gonna, that's it. That was done as tight as I could do it and it still wasn't secured onto that post. So yeah. That's what I hate about this Commodore, is those battery terminal clamps tend to be a loose connection. They don't grip very good. That goes there. Just a nightmare here. Just got to try and untangle a lot of wires without being too rough. Find where these wires go. Find which wires, which controls the needle. So two of these must be for light, for your dash lights, and the green or whichever must be just to your ECU, which connects to that. Yeah, whatever taps into that too, to get that needle to register the RPM. Oh yeah, it's just professionally wired, this car. Goes there, that can come out there. Another fuse there, tapped in, which looks like to be a stock fuse. Doesn't look like a store-bought fuse, so those fuses look factory. 7.5 and a 15 amp. We got amplifier wires going through here. That goes up. I splice in by the looks of it, somewhere here. Don't pull those wires too hard, but okay, that one is a ground wire which goes here. So that must be just for the lights of that gauge, the backlight. There's a module up there. They don't seem to be held in very well. A nice car when you look after them, but when you start hooning them, RB engine V6, that's obviously the cluster with a digital readout. It's obviously different how it all wires up. Yeah, someone has worked on this. Yeah, they didn't put all this back together properly. That's just sitting there. Bloody Commodore trashes. That's one. That one there goes up. Looks like I've got a splice in here somewhere. Let's go and try and find what goes where. Got this big plastic thing in the way. Okay, that goes up here. Alright, so that must be an RPM, or the controls of rev taker, that one there. So if I try and fiddle around, get a multimeter and test the voltage and play with the dash light switches, I'll be able to mark which one of these is dash lights and which one does what. So yeah, get my multimeter out, we'll start doing some tests. Okay, viewers, let's get some tests done here. Got common, so I'll put this probe in common somewhere. It's a pretty poor quality connection actually, try and get this in there. That, and one in the red. Test for voltage. Now I'll turn the lights on for the dash. Providing I first turn the key on. Bear with me for a second, viewers. Can't hold the camera at the same time, so let's turn the park dash lights on. Oops. Yeah, can't get a good camera angle here. Nothing. Hold this earth properly. Yeah, the grounding's stuffed. No, can't get a good connection here. A little shitty connection. But this must be your lights, this one. Goes up in here, runs up and goes here to this pink wire. So that must be your lights for your dash, and this green one must be for your tacho connection, which is here. So yeah, that white one goes up. Yeah, it goes. Find which wire it goes on for a second here. There it is. Into that brown one. It's being just spliced in. So I'll just cut those off because that would be a positive. You got your tacho, two tacho wires here. One must be a common, one must be a ground for tacho. And this is your power and ground. Yeah. So yeah, have a go at that. Let's plug this in just to be sure we know what we're doing. Alright, now we'll turn the dash lights on again just so we know what we're doing. Okay, no, nothing. Hit the key, no lights. Gotta find which one's the dash lights here. Okay. Dash lights don't seem to be working, must have bumped the wire. Anyway, I'll fix that later on. Cut these wires off, cut the wires off right at the tape where they're spliced on, so there's no exposed live parts or anything like that. Then we can get storing this on another vehicle. Okay, there was a bit of experimenting around. The gauge has been removed without even touching the original wires. So you just cut them off right at the splice. Next challenge is just finding which wire is what, because testing it and did not provide which wires which, so that's obviously your ground. This must be a positive, and these two here go to your ECU. I don't know if this is specific for modern cars, or this is going to work with older coil based cars. So yeah, either way, I'm going to do a bit of experimenting, see if I can get this to work in the van. So yeah, put all this stuff back together so we don't lose any of it. I'm going to give a test on the van if I can get this thing wired up right. So yeah, we'll try that. Okay, viewers, this thing's just got sticky paint all over it. Gummed up the camera and gummed up everything. I don't know what the hell the paint's sticky like that for anyway. Before I go hooking this up to this sort of, I've got to do my research on the internet, get the brand, calibre, try and see if it actually works on this sort of ignition system. Do my research on how these things wire up, and yeah, we'll find out how to, if it's even possible to hook these up on an older engine like this. So either way, we'll find out, and I'll do my research in the meantime. So there. Thanks for watching.